Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 is a $70 piece of glorified DLC, or so some people claim. But is that a good thing? Well, no, but let's talk about it. Yeah, so who remembers when they said Modern Warfare 2 would last a few years? I remember. But with Modern Warfare 3 on the horizon, well, let's talk about the state of Call of Duty as a whole. And my overall thoughts on it as someone who's played the series back since Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare. And even a few of those games prior to that. I haven't played every entry, haven't stayed constantly up to date with it, but it is a series that I kind of grew up with. I've also been surrounded by people who love the series to death and always complain to me about the pros and cons of the changes and goings on with Call of Duty, so let's talk. Now, it has always been a bit of a meme surrounding Call of Duty, how each entry is not really changing all that much. That's true and, well, not true for certain entries more than others, but on the whole, it's always been the series, alongside a lot of the sports games like EA puts out, that people point to and say, well, it's more like an annual update than an entire sequel. And depending upon your perspective, that can be a good or a bad thing. If you already love the Call of Duty gameplay loop, and you love the progression, and you just love the feel of a Call of Duty game, especially when it concerns the multiplayer, I know people who love Call of Duty. They don't want it to change all that much. They are more than satisfied with a rudimentary update, getting more progression and some new maps, with maybe a few new weapons. They don't want the game itself to fundamentally change or alter, and when the game trended towards advanced mobility, they didn't like that. I didn't like it either, because I felt it was like a bootleg Titanfall. However, I didn't like that style either. They didn't like it, and a lot of people didn't like it, but a lot of people did, and brought a lot of other new people into the series who are looking for gameplay along those lines. And when the series reverted back to its more boots in the ground, arcadey shooter aspects, well, not exactly arcadey, but you know the feel of that, like, late 2000s, early 2010s FPS game. Well, those new people who brought on board with the advanced mobility in games like Advanced Warfare or Black Ops 4, well, they were kind of left out to dry. And as the old guard and myself celebrated, those people were now faced with the same quandary that the old guard once faced when the series moved to advanced mobility. The series had now trended in a direction they no longer enjoy. And now it would be easy to say that, oh, the series is going back to its roots as an objectively good thing. Personally, I found it more enjoyable. I found Call of Duty infinitely more enjoyable ever since Call of Duty 2018 Modern Warfare. But I'm not going to dismiss the feelings or opinions of those who just don't like the current Call of Duty trends. However, I do think it was the correct decision, because I think Call of Duty is at its best when it understands its roots, embraces them, and iterates upon them. The problem Call of Duty runs into is when it faces overt stagnation, or decides to change things that really shouldn't be changed on a fundamental level. Introduce zombies into the mix, and I know some people will say that the new Zombies isn't made by Treyarch. I don't know if that's true or false. However, it's irrelevant. When you're selling a Call of Duty game to the consumer with the Zombies tag in it, the player base is going to expect a few things, and Zombies has changed and augmented itself over the years, twisted and turned into an amalgamation of mechanics that a lot of people, myself included, don't really enjoy. Now, I was never that big on Zombies myself either. I always just preferred the campaign or the multiplayer or even Spec Ops. But there was an undeniable charm to Zombies, and especially in the round-based format. It was the Horde mode done in Call of Duty, and it was done extremely well. It was nearly infinitely replayable, and just fun and goofy and wacky. What other games can you unironically play as JFK and Castro, surrounded in the Pentagon, on all sides by a zombie force? It's hilarious, it's fun, it's wacky, it was Call of Duty. But over the times and over the years, they decided, well, let's try and change a few things and try and freshen up the experience. Remember I forget what game it was specifically, they did the Alien Invasion event. I think it was Advanced Warfare. No, it was Ghosts, it was Extinction. Yeah, this piece of crap that literally no one liked. Like, they've tried new things over the years, they've tried new versions and ideas of zombies, they've leaned into certain aspects more than others, but I feel that the older style of zombies is just, well, better than anything I've seen them put out. Sometimes they lean far too much into those ideas of the Easter eggs of old, and really draw up and flesh out like these weird Easter eggs and puzzles that you have to do. The glory and beauty of zombies was that you had the option to do that, but there was always just this replayable, round-based mode, horde mode, that you can partake in and enjoy. Now, I know I'm kind of focusing on zombies here, but this applies to a lot of the other aspects of Call of Duty as well, namely the gameplay. And this is where I feel Modern Warfare 3 also kind of either thrives or tarnishes on. Now, what do I mean by that? I think the gameplay loop of modern Call of Duty Modern Warfare games is pretty dang enjoyable. Does it have its hang-ups? Absolutely, no game is perfect. However, the act of shooting, the act of moving around is pretty fun. And while I don't play every day or even that often anymore, I do think that the guns are enjoyable to shoot in the game. Where I think Modern Warfare 3 kind of falls flat is its over-reliance on utilizing old content and reusing it and updating it, instead of bringing to the table new maps that are of high quality that can become memorable. It feels like they're relying too much on nostalgia. And I think the trailer where they talked about the multiplayer specifically, or even showed it off, is a perfect microcosm of what I'm talking about here. Because think of the song choice that they used. Yeah, it was Eminem, Till I Collapse. That is one of the most iconic Call of Duty trailers of all time. Hell, I won't lie to you, I watched this new trailer and I got hyped. But think about it. It's all old maps, and it's using the old Call of Duty Eminem song. Yeah, they are deliberately trying to play off your nostalgia. And I do think a lot of the times when people claim a sequel is just glorified DLC, it can be a bit exaggerated at times, like Tears of the Kingdom. However, when it comes to and concerns Modern Warfare 3, it does kind of feel like they took the content that was originally planned for Modern Warfare 2, because Modern Warfare 2 was originally, from my understanding, supposed to last a couple of years. Like, they took the planned content for that game and just decided to slap a $70 tag on it, and then reintroduce slide canceling. That is my understanding of the situation, and if that understanding is a bit wrong or misinformed, then ignore what I'm about to say. But if it's not, then to me, that is not worth it. I don't mind bringing back old maps from time to time. I don't even mind if you want to bring back a whole lot of old maps to begin with. But at least bring in some new ones, like, especially if you're going to charge the consumer a $70 price tag on top of a battle pass and then operator bundles. Though the operator bundles may only apply to Warzone, so don't quote me on that. To me, it just feels like the further mobile gamification of modern multiplayer gaming. And what do I mean by that? When I re-downloaded Call of Duty today, because I wanted to prepare for the open beta coming in a few days for Modern Warfare 3, because I wanted to hop in and play a few matches, I had to spend like at least 30 seconds, if not an entire minute, going through a bunch of random pop-ups telling me about the new operator bundles or battle passes. It was like I just logged into a mobile game and they're trying to inundate me with all the ways I can spend money. It feels wildly insulting that the second I re-download this game, you have the impatience of a middle schooler who's hyped up on TikTok, trying to cram down monetization and digital store purchases down my throat. It's also weirdly Call of Duty. Like, this is a topic for another video, but I can't be the only one to think that all these new operators just based on random celebrities or whatever, or like anime characters. Like, I like anime. I don't want it in Call of Duty. I think an aesthetic and part of it, the appeal of Call of Duty is the immersion of just playing a Modern Warfare game. And seeing Alucard fight Nicki Minaj is a bit freaking jarring, ain't it? It's not my cup of tea. At least do something along the lines of what Halo did and give me a toggle to disable that crap, so that I don't have to see it. It's really off-putting, it just kind of puts me out of it. Immersion, funnily enough, in these games is a big factor, at least in my opinion. May not be for you, but for me and others, it does, and it is. I just don't want to see it. Also, I don't know how after all these years, Call of Duty cannot get the, assassination animations to be remotely not jarring and clippy. I haven't seen one that looked kind of realistic or kind of felt good to pull off. I just saw the one where Snoop Dogg blows smoke into some dude's face, which I think is objectively funny, but it's like I could barely see it because the camera was so crappy, you can barely even see the thing. But it's like, let me toggle this stuff. There's absolutely a market of people that want these things, otherwise they wouldn't make them. They make them because they sell. But for me and many others, we don't want to see this crap. So just give me a toggle so that they can have what they want and I can have what I want. It would be a win-win for both sides. There's just so many, weird hang-ups when it comes to modern Call of Duty in a lot of ways. Because I feel Call of Duty is at its best when it's incrementally progressing and updating certain features. Just give the player new maps, new weapons, new challenges, maybe a new perk here and there, some new kill streaks, and a bit of a graphical update, and yeah, I'm good. I don't need much more out of a Call of Duty game than that, because the inherent gameplay loop of a Call of Duty game is, on the whole, really fun and immersive and, well, engaging, that I just want new ways to experience that gameplay loop. But I think the forced monetization, as well as like going from $60 to $70 and still having a microtransaction store and a battle pass, that's just insulting. That's going way over the line in my opinion. But hey, they'll never listen to us, people still buy it. It's one of the cruel realities of modern gaming in a lot of ways. No matter how bad the policy or bad the, well, monetization, there's gonna be, probably, at least for these big AAA games, enough people that will buy into it. Simply because they don't care, or they just want to spend more money. And I think we're starting to see, especially with Modern Warfare 3, a lot of the greed and monetization start to creep into the full view mirror here, where they're realizing, hey, wait a minute, we really don't need to change things. We throw in slide canceling and a bunch of old maps that we kind of update a little bit, people will still buy it. Yeah, they'll still buy it. If enough people didn't, then maybe they would get the message. I think that's how we got Modern Warfare 2018 to begin with. Was it 2018 or 2019? I always forget that. 2019, okay, cool. Fake Call of Duty fan, by the way. Because it's weirdly, like, inconsistent when you think about it. A lot of the policies and, like, surrounding monetization for Call of Duty is wildly exploitative. And just borderline, if not even borderline, just flat out insulting to the player. In terms of how greedy Activision really is. But when you play the game, there is passion that is visible there. I am a firm believer that I cannot play the Modern Warfare 2019 and Modern Warfare 2 campaigns and say that there wasn't passion there. There absolutely is. I love those campaigns. Sure, they're very slow and methodical, but I kind of like that. It feels visceral and meaty, and I like how they're not afraid to shine a light on certain topics. I think the game is really fun, and it's clear that a lot of the developers have a lot of heart and passion for this series. Even when it comes to the new Zombies mode, like, I'm sure the new Zombies mode took no small effort to make. I just think it would be more well-received if it was released in conjunction with a round-based traditional Zombies mode. That way you have something new to introduce to the players, but also a return of the old of what people really enjoy. Lets you test the waters and see which people prefer. It's Call of Duty. They make way more than enough money, so I'll never buy the excuse that they couldn't do it. They have plenty of resources at their disposal, or they just need to upscale. And with all the monetization they're trying to extract from the players, you gotta put that money somewhere, in my opinion. Though, let's be honest, it's just going to the freaking CEO's bank account. Or the other corporate overlords. Again, my opinion, but is that last one really an opinion? I'll let you all decide. Yeah, it's kind of part of the eternal dilemma of Call of Duty. The game is really fun and engaging, and I love the gameplay loop, and I love these stories, I love these campaigns, and I love jumping into the multiplayer from time to time. Hell, even Warzone. Warzone was like the only battle royale I could ever stomach. And that was because I had a friend to play alongside with, and it was really fun, back in Verdansk at least. There's clearly passion and effort that goes into the development of the game, it's just the corporate monetization that surrounds the game like a vampiric bite, infesting the wound that is this game, leaking from every orifice and crevice. I think Modern Warfare 3 is just this withered husk being brought out into the world stage of old content being repackaged to be sold back to the player, at least for the most part, when it concerns the multiplayer. Though funnily enough, on the same note, I don't know if I've enjoyed Call of Duty's map design ever since these older games, so like maybe in the grand scheme of things I might end up actually enjoying Modern Warfare 3 more because of that. Would be a bit of a funny coincidence if that actually transpired, huh? So I think I'll call the video there for the day. Thank you all for tuning in, and thank you for listening to me ramble about a series near and dear to my heart. Hope you all enjoyed the video. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe. It really helps the channel out and helps support future content, and I greatly appreciate it. Stay safe, have a great day. Leave a comment down below with your thoughts, your opinions on Modern Warfare 3. Do you think it's glorified DLC? Do you think it's not worth the price of admission? Or do you think people are overblowing this whole argument? Leave a comment with your thoughts and your opinions. I would love to hear your perspectives and hear your thoughts. Stay safe, have a great day. Also, leave a comment down below. I'd love to hear this one. What's your favorite Call of Duty game? I'd love to hear. Mine is either Black Ops or Modern Warfare 2, the old one. Yeah, I'm a bit of an old head when it comes to this. I'd love to hear your stories, though. Stay safe, have a great day, and I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye, everybody, until we meet again.